we are asked to estimate. An estimate tells about how much or how many. It tells us close to the exact amount. To estimate, we can round numbers. There are several different ways to round numbers, but today I'm going to tell you my favorite. To round numbers, we are going to use the number 67,098. And we are going to use a rhyme that I've written here. The rhyme goes, underline the digit, look next door. If it's 5 or higher, add one more. If it's 4 or lower, just ignore. Okay, to get us started, we are going to first round to the nearest 10,000, or the highest place value that we have here. When I look at my number, I see that this number has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. So the number that I round to has also got to have 5 digits. All right, so now I can start working. I'm going to, well, I've already underlined the digit, so I'm going to look to the neighbor next door. I like to draw this little arrow to remind me to look at that neighbor next door. And that neighbor next door, is it 5 or higher or 4 or lower? Well, we see that it's 5 or higher. So that means I'm going to add one more. Okay, so if I add 1 to the 6, the 7 tells me the 6 is going to add one more. It becomes a 7. Now, everything to the right of the digit that I'm rounding is going to zap to zeros. I like to put little X's on here so I remember, not X's, Z's. So I remember that I zap them to zeros. All right, now I've shown you how to round 67,098 to the nearest 10,000. Okay, now we're going to round that number 67,098 to the nearest 1,000. So I find my thousands place value and I underline the thousands place. Again, I know that it has 5 digits in it. When I round, my estimate needs to have 5 digits as well. So I'm going to look to the neighbor on the right. Let's see, is it a 5 or higher or 4 or below? Since it's 4 or below, I'm going to ignore, and this one's going to stay the same. Remember, everything to the right, I'm going to zap them to zeros. They become zeros, but that's only 4 digits, isn't it? Well, everything to the left then stays the same as well. So 67,098 to the nearest 1,000 is 67,000. All right, we're going to do one more because sometimes it's a little bit tricky. 67,098, we are going to round this to the nearest 10. Again, we have 5 places in our number. We're going to have 5 places in our estimate. All right, so already I know that everything to the left is going to stay the same, correct? Okay, so I've underlined the digit I'm rounding to. I look to the neighbor on the right. Is it 5 or higher, or 4 or lower? It is higher than 5. So that tells me that I'm going to add one more to my 9. If I add one more, I get 10. Can I put a 10 in one place value? 2 digits in one place value? I can't, can I? So what am I going to do? Well, we know that 10 tens is equal to 1 100. So here is one instance where not everything to the left is going to stay the same. This is going to become a 1. When we took those 10 tens, this became a 0 because there wasn't any tens left. And what does my 8 do? It's to the right of the underlying digit, so it zapped to a 0. And that is how we round numbers.